Today, my heart is heavy. Yesterday, we got the tragic news of Kobe Bryant, his daughter, and several others going down in a plane crash and passing away. And there's just so many emotions for me. The major one is just tragedy. Not only for Kobe Bryant, who we all know, but also his daughter and others. I mean, it's just absolutely heartbreaking. But for me, Kobe was just a big thing in my life. He was my all-time favorite player. He's the reason I'm a Laker fan. I just loved everything about Kobe Bryant. I'll never forget 1996. He came into the league as a rookie, and I really got into sports around that time. Um, and when he burst onto the scene, he was just this singular talent that you could just see. He was so good and so talented as an 18-year-old kid. And honestly, he just mesmerized me with the things he could do on a basketball court. A lot of my love for the game, I love basketball to this day. And a lot of it comes from watching Kobe Bryant and those Laker teams. They formed me. But it's the thing that I loved about Kobe. There's a few things. But first is that I love that he maximized everything that he had. I mean, he was a guy that was incredibly, incredibly talented. But he didn't take that for granted. See, there's other guys that have been super talented, but Kobe, he worked. He went at it. He wanted to master his craft. It wasn't enough to be good. He wanted to be great. He didn't want to leave any ounce of greatness or potential not realized. And that spoke a lot to me as a young kid of going, you can chase greatness, and then you can work really hard to make it happen. See, I knew that I needed that. The thing I loved about Kobe is he expected greatness from himself, and he held himself to a very, very high standard. As a formative kid, someone in junior high and high school and later college and later in life, like that was just big to say, hey, I'm going to hold myself to a high standard. And then what he did that I'll never forget is he held his teammates to a standard as well. He believed in his teammates and he called them to live up to his standards. And sometimes he didn't do that 100% perfectly. But what leader does? And I just always admired the standard. He didn't lower his standard for anybody. He said, here is my standard for myself, and you need to raise yourself to it. He brought greatness out of people. With some of my favorite Laker teams are the 2010 Lakers with him and Powell. He learned how to lead. It wasn't just that he was a great player. He knew how to bring the best out of others. I loved that about Kobe. Another thing that I loved about him is that he grew. He grew as a man. You literally saw this guy grow up 18 to 41 years old. And he didn't always do it right. But man, he grew. He grew, and the person that he was at the end of his life was not who he was when he started his career. See, whenever he was young, he was brash and maybe a little arrogant and cocky. I get it. But whenever you get to the end of his career, he really figured out how to lead. It's why I probably prefer, there are almost two Kobes in my mind. You have the number 8 Kobe, who just, his talent alone was incredible. And then you have number 24 Kobe, who to me, I feel like maybe he lost a step or two. Injuries had taken a toll, but he had figured out how to lead and how to get the best out of himself and in others. And that Mamba mentality, that was born with number 24 Kobe. I love the mentality of him never backing down from a challenge, always accepting it, always giving everything that he had. I mean, that stays with me. That's my approach. That's my approach to life, is saying, hey, if there's a challenge, you meet it head on. You don't shrink from it. You don't go back. You do everything that you can to move forward. Finally, the last thing that I just wanted to say about Kobe, he taught us that you can chase something that's worth chasing and give it all that you have to hold nothing back. And even if you fail, it's worth it. See, I think so many of us, we live life where we don't chase things that we don't know that we can get simply because we're scared of failure. I love Kobe. One of his things that he said is, I'm going to take the last shot, and if I miss, so what? That was an attitude I tried to take with failure. You're going to fail. He knew he wasn't going to get it right 100% of the time. but he was sure going to give everything he had. He wasn't going to cheat himself or the game. And I just appreciate that. Kobe meant a lot to me. I never met him, but from afar, he really shaped and molded a lot of the ways that I see basketball, that I see game, and even I approach life. Really grateful for you, Kobe. Really grateful for the impact. So I'm just going to say thank you, man. Thanks. Mamba out.